It's Thursday, March 2nd, 2023, and this is the Talk Film Society podcast. I am your host, Marcelo Pico, editor-in-chief of Talk Film Society, here with you for another awards season series podcast episode. And with me for this, as we near the end of awards season 2022, it's my co-host, Marcus Irving. Hello, Marcus.
I can't believe it's coming to an end, Marcelo.
It's coming to an end. Some would say...
I can't believe it.
Mercifully, it's coming to an end. Some would say, oh, it's over too soon. In what camp are you in?
I'm going, over too soon.
Really?
Marcelo, I like the awards. Well, look, I don't care about the awards. I like talking to you every week doing this.
And as soon as this ends, we're going to stop that right there.
We're never going to talk again.
Going to nip that in the bud. No more talking between both of us. No, of course. I'm kidding.
Oh, of course. We're kidding.
We have plenty of things to talk about off mic and on mic. More on that in the weeks to come. But for now, we got to get... This one's a big one. This one's another big episode. Okay?
Big ep.
We can't waste...
We're going out with a trilogy of big eps, I'd say.
That's right. Famously, we like to set up trilogies in our podcast series. The last trilogy we did was great for Have a Nice Apocalypse. That worked out. For this, not as planned out. I still don't know what I'm going to do for the second chapter of this trilogy. But I don't know. We'll see. You know what? We'll talk about it off mic. We'll see what we do for next week's episode, because it's next week, Marcus. It's the 10th annual Talk Film Society Awards.
Wow! Wow!
Yes, it's TFS's answer to the Oscars. Okay, it's really why the Talk Film Society website is there, because originally 10 years ago I was like, hey, there's no like awards body for somebody like me, some loser on Twitter who watches a bunch of movies. Why don't I start one myself? And I made the, Talk Film Society, and I had people vote in awards.
And eventually that spun off, and I would say that you're directly responsible for creating film cred. We've got a lot has come from this. Yeah. And you built an empire.
Yeah, out of my desire to sort of say, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. The Talk Film Society Awards happened. The website happened, where a lot of great writing happened, podcasts, spin-offs. I met a lot of great people. I met you through all this, Marcus, all because 10 years ago I was like, hey, I'll make my award. 10 years ago I was like, I'll make my own awards body, and you folks are part of that nice, sexy body. You can vote in the 10th annual Talk Film Society Awards. Okay, go to talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards. Okay, now I realize now it's close to the end of all this, and the deadline to vote in the Talk Film Society Awards is, I'm looking it up. I'm gonna leave it open until March 3rd, so Friday, March 3rd, so a day after this airs. But really, you'll have time over the weekend. I'll leave it open over the weekend. Okay, so you have time. Go to that link, talkfilmsociety.com/TFS Awards. You see the nominees. I just want to reiterate what some of these nominees are, just so people know. Okay, I haven't gone through this list in the last few episodes because we've just been dealing with the Oscars. But as a reminder, we have our own award show. And here are our nominees for Best Film at the Talk Film Society Awards, okay? And then after I say this, I'm going to ask Marcus how it stacks up to the Oscars, okay?
Okay.
So here are the TFS Awards nominees for Best Film. Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Batman, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, The Menu, Nope, RRR, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. Now, Marcus, as the co-host of the Talk Film Society Podcast Award Season Series, how does that stack up to the Oscars?
Blows the Oscars out of the water, I'd say.
You're damn right.
Out of the way of water.
Out of the
we
way.
We don't have any goddamn bullshit like All Quiet or
get out of there,
what have you.
All Quiet.
Women are talking.
Actually, women talking kind of. I would have liked to have seen it on the Talk Film Society.
Or Elvis shaking his hips. None of that devilish behavior.
Yeah, Elvis, I wouldn't mind, but you know what? I'm glad that Nope is in here. I'm glad that RRR is in here. I'm glad that.
The menu.
I guess the menu.
What is that?
I mean, the menu.
That's crazy.
You know what?
That's crazy. That's wild. That's a huge wrench thrown in there.
Okay, I'd rather have the menu over a All Quiet on the Western Front, if you ask me.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
All right. But yeah, okay. Hey, you know what? Dealer's choice, Marcus. Name another category, and I'll tell you how it stacks up against the Oscars.
Jeez.
Any category.
This is crazy. I've never been put in this position before.
Well, I asked you a simple question of just
best editing.
Best editing. Okay, best film editing for the Talk Film Society Awards. You have Babylon. You have Decision to Leave. You have Everything Everywhere. You have Nope. And you have Top Gun Maverick. Now, the thing here... Now, you picked a great category. Because here we see two big TFS Awards contenders that aren't Oscar contenders, that didn't get a single Oscar nomination. Nope and Decision to Leave. Now, in my opinion...
That's right.
In my opinion, I think Nope should have got some noms, all right? I think Decision to Leave should have got some noms. It got nothing. It got snubbed. Both got flubbed. But we gave it its due, I think, at the Talk Film Society Awards. Okay? So yes, we've spent the last few weeks talking all about the Oscars and the Oscar race. But I just wanted to highlight, hey, you still have time, folks. If you listen to this now, the day comes out on Thursday, you have the weekend to go through the nominees, pick the winners. And then next week's episode... going to reveal the winners of the 10th annual Talk Film Society Awards. There you go. That's my pitch to you, the listeners, and to Marcus. Although Marcus has already voted. I think you voted the first day.
I voted a long time ago. My choices have probably changed, but that's all right. I'm sticking to them.
Exactly. And, it's funny that this episode drops on March 2nd. I'm laughing. It's so funny. Because,
that's very funny.
March 2nd... is the first day of the Oscars final voting.
And it's the second day of March.
Good. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Marcus. Funnily enough, the Oscars voting only lasts March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So 6 days. March 7th is the deadline to vote in the Oscars.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, now you know. And then that's a Tuesday that the Oscars voting ends, and then the Oscars air that Sunday on the 12th.
All the stars are going to be at the polling stations.
Yeah, it's Oscars' biggest night, the first day of Oscars voting, March 2nd. So hey, if you're an Oscars voter, and I know at least 2 people who can vote in the Oscars. Not who listen to the show, but just who I follow on Twitter.
Wow.
And I think one of them may have even written for our site. I'll tell you who. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, Marcus.
Yeah. I would imagine he can, right?
Yeah. That he can still vote? Yeah, because last time he was
he can vote.
Last time he was in our Discord, I think he could vote. So I'm sure. I don't know what the rules are, whether your eligibility runs out.
Oh, you're talking about that person.
Yeah,
I thought of a different person.
Oh, you know what? We'll talk about that off mic. I don't want to name names, but if anybody else is out there who's an Oscar voter, I hope we are persuading you. I hope you are still debating on who to pick. On your Oscar ballots. Like, hey, am I going to pick Brendan Fraser or, Colin Farrell or Austin Butler?
Make the interesting choice. Be on the right side of history. Even if it doesn't win, you don't have to vote for the thing you think's going to win. Come on.
Yeah.
Throw your vote away.
That's, you know what? If we can get across one message, it's that. Throw your vote away. Go for Triangle of Sadness in Best Picture. Go for Michelle Williams in Best Actress. Go for actually supporting actress That's up in the air. Actually,
that's up in the air.
Your vote
All
matters.
of them are up in the air.
You know what? I think your vote matters more in supporting actress.
Three of them are up in the air.
Yeah. You know, that's where you listen to this show, folks. We're going to talk about it in depth here in a bit. But yeah, I guess my point stands. If you're a voter out there, whether it's Talk Film Society Awards or the Oscars, keep listening. We will influence you. All right, that's that segment done. I'm going to cross that out.
Enough of that.
Yeah, enough of that bullshit. All right, the PGAs. The Oscar season keeps on trucking. It's award season. And the PGAs happened
It's award
season.
Ago. It's not one awards show season. It's many award show seasons.
It's awards season.
Yeah.
To paraphrase a joke that my partner told me that she paraphrased from a show, I think it was Schitt's Creek. A character asked another character, "What's your favorite season?" The other character takes a beat and says, "Awards." That's a funny joke. Okay, great reaction. The PGAs, the Producers Guild Awards. All right, Marcus, do you have any idea what transpired over the weekend? Okay, so
I did not even know these happened, so all news to me.
I actually didn't know until I did my research before the show today. So you're welcome. So yes, the PGAs happened. It says here the 25th of February. So this past Saturday. And here are the nominees for the Producers Guild Awards. The Darryl F. Zanuck Award for Outstanding Producer of Theatrical Motion Pictures. The nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Tar, Top Gun, Maverick, and The Whale. And the winner of the PGA is, that's right, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wow.
Another egg in the basket for EEAAO. Now, we'll talk about Everything Everywhere more later on, okay? Okay, Marcus, was it a surprise?
Talk about it.
Was it a surprise for you that Everything Everywhere won another award?
That Everything Everywhere All at Once wins another award. No, it's not a surprise for me. It's a juggernaut this award season, Marcelo.
It's unstoppable. I mean,
it's much like that train.
Yeah, from Tony Scott's last movie, Unstoppable. Mm. Or the train that changed cinema forever. That came at audiences.
Crashed through the theater.
That crashed through the theater and had audiences in the streets, screaming, running for their lives. It's just like that train. Everything Everywhere All at Once is like that train. Also, the winners of the Producers Guild Awards for Outstanding Documentary, Navalny for Animated Picture, Pinocchio, and also TV, The White Lotus won another award. Let's see, The Dropout. What one for comedy? It doesn't say. I think The Bear won.
Probably The Bear.
Variety, update your site, goddammit. It doesn't. You don't list who wins. You don't list the winner of the Episodic Television Comedy Award.
Come on,
Jesus
Come on,
Christ!
Variety.
Get your shit together, Variety. And hey, Weird, the Al Yankovic story, won an award for televised picture.
Yeah, I did see that one actually.
It won over Fire Island, Hocus Pocus 2,
Crazy.
Pinocchio, and Prey. Yeah, so Weird, the Al Yankovic story, is an award winner. And hey, Stanley Tucci, Searching for Italy, won the Outstanding Non-Fiction Television Award. So good job. So shout out to all the winners. Let's move on to another award show. That's right, folks. The SAG Awards. Now, Marcus.
The Screen Actors Guild.
The Screen Actors Guild Awards. It's the actors' biggest night.
As parodied in Team America, as the Film Actors Guild. Very clever.
That is clever. And does that hold up now in 2023?
It's a funny joke, I think. I'd defend that.
Okay. Oh, you would defend that. All right. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I forgot that. You know what? I forgot that was a joke in that movie. And it's mildly funny. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
The SAG Awards, though, there's nothing funny about that. It's deadly serious.
No, this is deadly serious.
Okay, no more jokes from here on end. All right, Marcus, where were you Sunday
Marcelo.
night? Where were you Sunday night?
Oh boy, I was at home. I can remember.
This was last night.
I can remember. I was at home.
Should not have asked this question.
I was definitely at home.
Okay, but let me ask you another question. Were you watching the Screen Actors
Yes.
Guild Awards?
Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
I was watching the SAG Awards. Marcelo.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
You know what? No.
Cool.
Because
I'll try to come up with something to surprise you by the end of this episode. But yeah, I tuned in. I did not watch the entire SAG Awards. I tuned in for like the final, for the big ones. I saw like the final 6 awards or whatever, what have you.
Marcus, ask me where I was Sunday night.
Sunday night, Marcelo Pico, March 26th.
Nope.
Where were you that night?
Try that again. You said March 26th.
Yeah, Sunday night, March 26th. Or no, February 26th.
Yes.
Where were you that night?
So I was at home watching the Rocky movies, getting ready for Creed 3 in theaters this weekend.
That's this weekend?
Yeah. I am pumped. Damn. I am excited. I don't care what the critics say. I've heard critics say, yeah, it's a middling, or oh, it's great. I want to see it for myself because this.
You're ready to throw down.
This franchise, to me, on a rewatch now,
Put up your dukes.
In the year 2023, I love it. Okay, I've watched all of them up until the first Creed. My hot take is, it's a 3-way tie for first place for the best Rocky movie between Rocky 1, Rocky Balboa, and Creed. Those are all the best in my book.
Yeah. Last time I watched them all was like just after Creed 2 came out and like before I was at home. I didn't go to the theater for that one. Yeah, I totally agree. Those are the best 3. And then you can debate further down the line. But yeah. I think you'd have to be a fool not to see that as those 3 as the tops.
I mean, the rewatch of Rocky Balboa this time really opened my eyes, and I was like, "Whoa!" It's like, you know what? I get that people were upset. Hey, speaking of Oscars, I get that people were upset that Stallone lost the Oscar, for supporting actor in Creed to Mark Rylance in Bridge of Spies.
To that fiend Mark Rylance.
But I'll say his best.
He's a cannibal, you know.
Mark Rylance? Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean in the movie, too. Okay, yeah. But no, Stallone's performance in Rocky Balboa, that's his best performance, I think, ever, Stallone's. And I'm upset that he didn't even get notice. That movie didn't get any nominations, if I recall correctly. Rocky Balboa.
Came out at a weird time. 2008 or so, right?
Yeah. I think it came out 2000.
You know who else I love in that movie? Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah. It's I don't know what people were on that year. Because, okay, look. It came out December 20th, 2006, Rocky Balboa, okay? You know, that's prime real estate there for awards, okay? And scrolling through its Wikipedia page, which is very helpful when there's a section that says accolades. I don't see any accolades for Rocky Balboa.
What?
Did it not win? Did it not win a single award? Are you kidding me?
Come on.
Oh God! I mean, but that's very Rocky of the Rocky series. Possibly its best movie gets no award.
It's very makes sense.
It's very makes sense. as Marcus would say.
For that series.
But anyway, I was in the middle of watching Creed, that fantastic movie starring Michael B. Jordan. But I looked at Twitter, and I go, wait a second. The SAG Awards are on.
Yeah.
So I had hey, if anything's going to make me pause Creed right in the middle, it's going to be award season. So I paused Creed. I turned on the SAG Awards. I got there right when it was starting, right when they were doing their stupid bit about I'm an actor that they do every year.
Yeah, that bullshit.
Although this year was kind of funny. I don't know if you saw that, Marcus. No.
I tuned in like halfway through it and I saw the majors. That's it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Bob Odenkirk did one of the bits, but his joke at the end was, "And I'm a line," and he does that. You know, that's a clever joke. That's good. And
classic.
Yeah, and the cast of Abbott Elementary also did a bit. Nice opening. So I caught that, and then for the next 2 hours, I was plugged in. I was there from beginning to end. So I saw the entire thing. Not bad. I think this is how award shows should be. No commercials, longer speeches. They can say fuck whenever they want without being bleeped. I don't know why the Oscars just give up on network TV. Oscars, just say fuck you, because like the SAG Awards, I hate to say it, but they signed a contract with Netflix. This is the first year they're not on cable, and next year they're going to be on Netflix. But in this like middle year, they're like, okay, let's just put them on YouTube for now, and it worked. It was easily accessible. The feed was fine, and and instead of commercials, there were just clips of like old SAG Awards, award shows, presentations, and like funny clips and speeches, and it was a good time. So Oscars, just give it up, okay? Just go on, I don't know, go on Hulu or something. No commercials. Just cuss it up. Make the speeches longer. Who gives a shit? Because really, who else is going to watch the award shows? It's nobody on network TV is going to watch award shows anymore. It's just going to be us losers. Okay.
Exactly. And we're going to have to suffer through 4.5 hours of bullshit that we don't care to.
Yeah, and
that could be condensed severely and be more entertaining and better for it.
I haven't seen too many SAG Awards. I've only seen clips, but I think a big reason why this works so well is because there was no host, and I mean it's the fucking SAG Awards, so all the presenters were actors, and they and all the recipients were actors. So everybody was on point. Everybody, like, there were no like big flubs or some gags didn't land as well as they should have. But overall, it was good. It was fine. I mean, I'd rather have this sort of award show than what we're going to see on Sunday, March 12th, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel on ABC.
Jimmy Kimmel on ABC.
Okay. The winners. Do you have anything that comes to mind in terms of SAG Award winners?
Yeah. So I saw the 5 major acting categories plus Jennifer Coolidge plus the In Memoriam plus Sally Field's career retrospective. The Sally Field thing was very cute.
Yeah.
The In Memoriam, very sad. Yeah, the In Memoriam, I was shocked by how many people were in there. I did not remember. Time's just a vacuum anymore, and I did not remember that this many people died. But anyway, yeah, okay. So the main awards, right? We had Ke Huy Quan, right? No surprise, right?
No surprise. Great speech.
No surprise.
Wonderful.
Best actress, she won too.
Michelle Yeoh. Yeah,
Michelle Yeoh, yes. Yeah. And that is a minor surprise, and it's a good one.
Yeah, because at this point, it's maybe a little up in the air. I mean, we'll see, because I believe...
Not unlike Jason Reitman.
Not unlike Anna Kendrick and George Clooney.
That's a better joke.
And
Vera Farmiga.
Good
punch up.
Thank you. Cate Blanchett won last weekend at the BAFTAs, and she's been winning at other award ceremonies. But
it's always fun to have a little wrench thrown in there, is it not?
Yeah, and as a reminder,
speaking of a wrench,
wait, come back to that in a second. As a reminder, the acting body, I think, is the biggest voting body, the biggest voting sector in the Oscars awards body, if that makes sense. So, and the BAFTAs are also filled with a lot of Oscar, voters too. So to have Blanchett and Yao split that win between the BAFTAs and the SAGs, interesting. That's all I'll say. Anyway, speaking of wrenches,
it is interesting, right? But it's a little wrench thrown in there at the last minute at this award season. And speaking of another little wrench, how about that Jamie Lee Curtis win for Best Supporting Actress?
All right, so that was maybe the surprise of the night.
How about it?
Or the surprise of the eve, or of the season, actually. Because
how about it?
Has she won before this in a major awards?
I don't think so.
At a major awards show, right? How do we explain it?
How do we explain this to our kids?
30 years from now, when my sentient brain is talking through the Apple TV 10, how am I going to explain to my kids that Jamie Lee Curtis won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once? I don't know. I'm going to say, Marcelo.
It was a different
Jr.
time.
She had just come off closing the chapter on her iconic character in the Halloween franchise. And she's seen as many as, Hollywood royalty. And maybe much like Angela Bassett who was keen on winning the Oscar, people realized, Jamie Lee doesn't have one either. So maybe we should award her first.
Yeah, that seems about as likely as an explanation as any.
Yeah. But if we're being, we've hit this hammer before. We've banged it until it was raw, but I'm not particularly thrilled by Jamie Lee Curtis and Everything Everywhere. I love every other actor in that movie, and she's at the bottom of my list. She's good. Don't get me wrong. I think she's good in the movie, but let's look at this category at the SAG Awards. Okay, just at the SAG Awards. Forget the Oscars for now. Actually, I think it's a. Do we? Oh God, I should have the Oscars put up. This is a fucking Oscar show. I don't have the Oscar nominees up. Marcus, do you have the Oscar nominees up?
I've got the Oscars.
You got the Oscars. Who's in supporting? Remind me for the Oscars.
Angela Bassett, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Hong Chow, The Whale. Carrie Condon, The Banshees of Inisherin. Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Stephanie Sue, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay, so I was right. So it is a 1-to-1 with the SAG Awards and the Oscars. Same people nominated. All right?
Wow.
And as a reminder, SAG Awards, just the actors. Oscars, everybody votes. So in this little scenario, the actors go, we're going to give it to Jamie Lee. Okay? But look at everybody else who's nominated. Carrie Condon, Banshees, incredible. Stephanie Shu, Everything Everywhere, incredible. Angela Bassett, Black Panther Forever, very good. I'm not going to say incredible. She's fine. Hong Chow,
The Whale.
For as much as I don't like The Whale, I think she is very, very good in that movie. I think, while I think her character is off, I think her performance in that very good. I'm saying it now. I'd give Hong Chow the Oscar over Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee is 5th for me in this category. Marcus, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm with you. She is 5th place. Yeah. My number 1, Carrie Condon. She did win the BAFTA, right? So
let me double check. Yes, she did win. Carrie Condon did win the BAFTA for supporting actress.
So I guess it's not absurd to think she could win at this point, but it doesn't seem likely, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe votes are being split on the career award. And
perhaps
Carrie Condon sneaks in there to grab the golden man.
So supporting actress. I was beginning to think this Oscar season was going to be a little predictable, but I'm going to say,
oh no,
we have a race on our hands, folks.
We've got many races. Marcelo, I'm going to give you a quick little. History, funky factoid here.
Okay, I'm all ears. I love factoids and Altoids.
This is the first year since 2003 that there has not been any acting category that has swept all 4 televised award ceremonies: the Critics' Choice Awards, the SAG Awards, the BAFTAs, and the other one that we don't want to name.
Oh, yes, the GGs.
This is the first year since 2003 that no one category has had one person sweep all of them.
Whoa.
And that is because Barry Keoghan won the BAFTA over Kwan.
The BAFTA.
The BAFTA.
So, okay, just to reiterate, usually it's the case where at least one actor or actress runs the table on one on all the awards leading up to the Oscars. But this year, it's everywhere. It's everything.
No category is safe. Any one of them could have any winner.
Okay. Well, what about supporting actor? I would have. Oh no!
I just said Barry Keoghan won the BAFTA. Keoghan.
You're right. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. Interesting. But let me.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
Let me think about this. I think I think supporting actor is still a lock for me, even though he didn't win at the BAFTAs.
Oh yeah,
Kai Kwan.
I'm not. Yeah,
it's And hey, it's because the British, they got to make it up to the Irish for Banshees. I mean, they gave Banshees everything at the BAFTAs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Supporting actor, I think it's still a lock. What else do we say? Actress, that's up in the air. I think it's Yao versus Blanchett still.
We didn't talk about actor. The golden actor went to Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, which
gave a very sincere, sweet speech. Very cute moment.
I agree. Brendan Fraser gave a great speech. But his win is, again, he hasn't been sweeping. At the BAFTAs, Butler won. At the GGs, Butler won. But Butler's been winning other awards, but also Fraser's won his handful of Best Actor.
Do you know Critics' Choice? Do you know who got that one?
I'll look it up real quick. I think it's still up in the air. It says here, winner, Brendan Fraser, The Whale, actor.
Wow, okay, so we have a 50-50 split between Fraser and Butler.
Yeah.
That's also a very exciting category. All 3 of the 4 of these are not set in stone, and that's cool.
Exactly. I guess we should say the best ensemble cast. The nominees were Babylon, Banshees, Everything Everywhere, Fabelmans, and Women Talking, or as Mark Wahlberg would say, Women Are Talking.
Women Are Talking.
Women Are Talking. That son of a bitch.
Very funny.
We do that joke on this show as a laugh.
No, yeah, I say Women Be Talking.
Yeah. I do legitimately think Women Talking is a great movie. I've said this so many times. I'm happy it got a Best Picture nomination because more people should see it. It's going to be, I think it, I was confused this past weekend, Marcus. Is it on VOD yet, or is it going to be on VOD soon?
It is on a couple VOD platforms. Like, it's on Amazon. You can buy it for $20, but it will be on Prime just in a couple weeks. So hold your horses.
Yeah.
I'd say to the folks at home.
Women Talking, more like watch women talking.
Women Are Talking.
So Mark Wahlberg, I don't know why he was the presenter of the Best Ensemble Award.
When he came out, I was like, surely he's not presenting the big award. And like this is some other bit or something. And then no, he went into it that he was. Why him?
It doesn't make any sense because it was a foregone conclusion that Everything Everywhere was going to win this.
Yeah, that's is another tasteless addition to it.
Yeah. I don't want to get into it, but I think...
Because of Mark Wahlberg's past. You can look it up if you don't know.
Google it, and you'll see. Because sure, it's so shitty. It's like, he says he's tried to make amends, and I also read, like, in 2014, he submitted for a pardon for that crime he committed, and then they withdrew, which is fucking weird. Fuck that guy.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we don't need to get into it, but it was just fucking weird.
The president can forgive me. Everybody will.
Fuck him. But Everything Everywhere won the Ensemble Award, and they gave a great speech.
Fantastic speech. Yeah. James Hong, is that his name, right?
Yes, James Hong.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah. Again, an actor who I think he should have got nominated, but it was I mean, come on. You're supporting actor race, you got to make way for Q Hu Kwan at this point. Anyway.
That was the SAG Awards. I had a good time watching it. You had a good time watching it.
I had a great time.
I think let's see here. We can move on and talk about Marcelo.
Yeah,
I saw a film.
Okay, are we getting into it? Are we talking about the films?
I think we're talking about this. I think we're talking. No, Marcelo, I think we're going to talk about this. Okay. Speaking of awards, speaking of one particular little award that was given out and somebody wins the award, even maybe last night at the SAG Awards, Marcelo, and in particular last night at the SAG Awards.
Let's see. So Jessica Chastain won for.
Okay, it could have been Jessica Chastain. I could have watched her TV show and I claimed it was a movie.
The White Lotus.
I'm one of those assholes. Yeah, The White Lotus. I did watch that. I think The White Lotus is a good TV show.
What else? I mean, Top Gun Maverick won for Best Stunt Ensemble.
Well deserved, I think.
Yeah. But other than that, there's just been a lot of Everything Everywhere. I can't imagine you rewatched Everything Everywhere and want to talk about it.
I did not watch Everything Everywhere. And yeah, I guess if we're looking at 3 of the categories, that is what we have here. But we do have a 4th category, Marcelo.
I don't believe that. I don't think there's 4 categories.
Yeah, they actually did give out an award for Best Actor at the ceremony last night.
There's no way that happened.
And they gave their award to Brendan Fraser.
No way. No
Brendan
way.
Brendan Fraser, who starred in a film from a little-known guy named as Darren Aronofsky last night at the Whale.
Not even... You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that I know that Jessica Chastain presented that award, you can't fool me. I don't think that happened.
Oh, yeah. Who'd they have present Best Actress? It was like Peter O'Toole or somebody.
No. I think it was like Jeff Bridges, maybe.
Jeff Bridges, was that it? I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Whale,
we're tiptoeing around this. I
watched The Whale.
I've been anticipating this for days now because I saw what happened.
We've got a handful of film takes that we're both excited to hear from each other this episode, and this actually, I'm just going to get one out of the way.
I have no film take that I need to share this episode. Or there's one that you maybe are.
There's one. There's absolutely one that we're going to hear.
Okay, I'm interested to see which one this is because I don't know which one you're talking about.
Okay, we'll get to it.
We'll get to
The Whale. I watched The Whale. Can I talk about The Whale?
Marcus, I mean, I talked about it famously on this show for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have the
during
floor.
Our Best Actress episode. And it was so long we had to cut it and split that episode into 2.
And also, yeah, you had like a terrible migraine, and I'm sure you were just
it was
not enjoying yourself.
Bad time.
bad time. But
hey, I need to go back and listen to that episode now.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Hear what you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is bad. I mean, me getting into actually, God. Okay. I'm gonna say this and then I'll toss it back to you. If anybody wants to hear that again, I think my opinion hasn't changed, and the thing I talk about in that episode about the first scene where we see Fraser's character, that has been my
jacking
story.
Off.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. Where he's furiously jacking off. That story I retell to people when they ask me my opinion of the whale. So yeah, I said I retold that story at a dinner this past weekend too. So yes, I've told.
There's a part of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
At dinner, you told this story of Brendan Fraser jacking off.
I did. Honestly, because somebody brought up the whale, and I go, "Hey, I got a story for you. Drop that burger. I got a story about Brendan Fraser jacking off that I think you'll enjoy." But seriously, like that's been the story I tell for people, for friends, I should say, not anybody. For anybody who asks about the whale and my opinion on it, I have that story and I'm sticking to it. I guess I'm not a big fan of the whale, but Marcus, you saw the whale. Now the floor is yours for the next 20 minutes. Go ahead.
So Marcelo, you took Brendan Fraser jacking off in the first 3 minutes of the whale. You took that as Darren Aronofsky jacking off all over you and blowing his load, and you were offended by that load. I took that load in stride.
If you're gonna blow a load on me, at least have the decency to give me a towel after.
I took the load in stride, and I was like, yeah, we're getting wet, and here's the whale.
Okay, all right.
And I think the movie's good. I get it. It's a rough watch. It's weird subject matter that is hard to broach. It is a play first and foremost, and this movie doesn't really create any meaningful visuals to distract you from the fact that it's a play. It's set in one room, and the dialogue is all very theatrical. Like if you told me this was 1-to-1 to the play script, I would believe you. It sold me. It's a very melodramatic movie. One that personally I was afraid of as a morbidly obese man. I was dreading watching this movie, and because I was like I just kind of had it in my head that this is going to be we're humanizing a fat person. Can you really believe we're getting on this man's level to show empathy for him? And I don't think that's what it is. Like I think these are well-drawn characters. The whale is not necessarily the whale. Jesus, Brendan Fraser's character, Charlie. He's not necessarily somebody you can empathize with him, but he's not like a great guy. Like and nobody in the movie is like a really great or likable character. Everybody has serious character flaws that were all very interesting to me. I love the interpersonal drama between all the characters, and I liked how stagey it feels. Like that is a thing that I shit on other movies for, but I don't know. Aronofsky pulled it off for me here. It was a shockingly good experience to me. Did it make me tear up? No, it didn't. I was kind of surprised it didn't. There's like one moment early on where I was kind of close, but no, it didn't. But Brendan Fraser, he feels the least like he's acting to me. He feels like he is inhabiting that character. He is Charlie, whatever. Everybody else has some level of artifice to them. He feels 100% sincere. And I'm fully on board for him if he wins that Oscar, or if he wins that SAG award last night. I will be happy for him. I think he does a fantastic job. I think The Whale is a totally good movie. The end.
Oh, I mean, you have like 17 more minutes. I mean, you could vote with anything else you want. No, okay. I'm not. So it's like when anybody asks you where were you for the major events in history.
When you're on your Apple 10 as a brain pod, telling your grandchildren.
So yeah, that's another moment. I'll share with my grandkids when I'm in the cloud. 30 years from now, I go, yeah, I knew where I was when Marcus, when I read Marcus's review of The Whale on Letterboxd. I was on the couch, just scrolling through, and I saw, oh no, my friend and co-host saw The Whale and liked it. What am I going to do now? Yeah. So I had days to prepare. I'm happy that this wasn't like foisted on me. You could have really shocked me this episode, but I had days to prepare. It's not that it's surprising that you like The Whale, because I know. I mean, it's not that I know you have it in for Darren Aronofsky, or
I really don't. I'm like 50-50 on the guy's work.
But I see The Whale as like this film that it is truly divisive, like Babylon. I've seen people who really enjoy The Whale. Enjoy is the wrong word. Who appreciate The Whale for what it is, and I'm just on the opposite end. And for Babylon, I'm on the end of liking it, and I've seen people outright say they hate it. And it's not like I hate The Whale. I'm just on the other side of it. I see the good in it. When I say good, I mean the performances.
Much like Charlie saw the good in his daughter, you can see the good in The Whale.
Yeah, thank you. And maybe it's because I'm an optimist that I see.
Much like
want to
Charlie.
see. Okay, thank you. That I see so much in it, but I have had time to think about it, and I just realized earlier as you were talking about The Whale, I realized what film opinion you want of me that we need to talk about. I completely forgot about it until today, till just now. I mean. Similarly to a movie we'll talk about after this, it just, I don't know, it felt too heavy a movie for me, too much like kicking down a character, and maybe this is the point. I think it is the point. Like, we're supposed to be with this character, we're supposed to relate to him, empathy, we're supposed to empathize with him, but the movie's just too cruel for me to really do that unnecessarily. It passes the point of realism, which is the point that I think Aronofsky is trying to make, just trying to shoot this play in like one location and make it like a feature-length movie. And I don't know, it goes beyond the pale for me at times. But I see the good. Fraser, I'm not going to be upset if he wins or when he wins. And like I said earlier, I think the other cast is great. I really like Hong Chow as Liz in the movie. I think the daughter, played by Sadie Sink, she's great. And Samantha Mortensen, I think she's good too. Or Morton, Samantha Morton, that's her name. Yeah, for her one scene where she comes in, she's fantastic. And the missionary kid, I really loved him. Oh yeah, Ty Simpkins. Oh, that's him. I didn't know that was Ty Simpkins. Yeah, that's him. The Simpkins. So, I don't know. I guess my point stands, though. And I did say in a past episode, I don't see myself rewatching it, but I could in the future, way down the line. I'm not going to make any promises. But there are hints in this movie that make me want to rewatch it. There are hints of like the theme of like Aronofsky's obsession with religion, with like a mystery that's been in my head since watching it, which I'll talk about off mic maybe. It might be a spoiler. I'll say this: it involves the bird. That's all I'll say. Okay. Yeah. But other than that, and also the ending. I know the ending is also controversial.
I think I can guess what your mystery is, and I might have an answer. I don't know.
Yeah. In the end, I'm just like, I couldn't vibe with it. This is not my movie. I'm not gonna ever like go to bat for it. I don't think ever. Only in the fact that yes, Fraser in it, he's great. He is good. And back when we talked about best actors, I couldn't put him on my list because, like I said, I think it's just the script and the movie itself that, in my opinion, is not as good as the performance Fraser gives in the movie, if that makes sense. But that's just me. I'm on the opposite end here. Marcus, you're fully on board with The Whale. This is what makes podcasting great. It's conflict. You can't think the same thing all the time.
We have to present both sides at all times.
Which leads us to Blonde.
Are you sure we're going to lead into that right now?
I mean, what do we still want to talk about The Whale? Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's get the tough ones out of the way. The Blonde. Here we go.
Okay.
Your thoughts first. As established by me giving my thoughts on The Whale.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about The Blonde more later in the episode. Because
okay, I thought we were doing it now.
No. But here's the thing: I'm not going to say too much later, because you're going to say a lot later. I'm going to say my piece now. Okay. I guess that's a spoiler alert for later, because I think Blonde is in Marcus's best pictures. But who knows?
We're here to talk about our top 10 movies of the year. By the way.
Oh, by the way,
1 hour in. Here's the setup for the episode.
Jesus. Sometimes I think I'm a good host, and days like this, or moments like this, I think I'm a bad host. Yeah, the best picture conversation coming up. Or just read the title on your goddamn podcatcher. Look down at your phone and say, hey, what's this episode about? Oh.
Don't be like that kid in Ruben Östlund's upcoming movie where you can't look at your phone for 5 minutes. Look at your phone.
That's going to be the most daring film ever to premiere at the Cannes Film Festival. He goes, folks, you're not going to believe this. I'm going to make people... Shut up, Siri. I'm going to make people walk out of my own movie. You know how? I'm going to show a scene where a boy, an 11-year-old boy on a plane has to wait 5 minutes for an iPad.
In real time. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Forget Human Centipede. Forget Nymphomaniac.
I'm going to really challenge you.
You have to sit with your thoughts for 5 uninterrupted minutes in my follow-up to Triangle of Sadness. And to people who think we're joking, this made news today. This fucking guy who said this. What's his name? I forget his name. Ruben
Östlund.
Ruben Östlund. So
Best Director nominee.
Yeah, speaking of Oscars, yes, he's nominated for Best Director. Anyway, Blonde, here's my piece. I was teasing it last week. I saw Andrew Dominik's latest on Netflix. I got Netflix. I resubscribed to watch some movies, namely this one. And I don't even know where to start. I know how much Marcus liked this. Okay, you've talked about.
Let me just say it. I love the movie.
Yeah, Marcus loves the movie. All right, I came in with an open mind.
Much more than I like The Whale.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That just to be clear. Yeah. And I came in with an open mind. I knew it was going to be controversial. I know it's a divisive movie. Although I've seen more negative takes on it than positive. I mean, I think you're one of the few who really loved the Blonde. So I'll say that, Marcus. Yeah. At least one of the few people who I trust when it comes to movie opinions. And also other people just haven't seen Blonde. It's weird. I'm surprised it's taken me this long for me to see it. But yeah, I'll tell you what I liked about it. I like Ana de Armas as Blonde. I like Ana de Armas
character.
Yeah, like you said, like Brendan Fraser is the Whale. I like Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe or Norma Jean.
Norma Ray.
No, Norma
Jean.
Norma Jean.
Jean.
And I'll say the best part of the movie. And I guess this will get into my issues. I think the best parts of the movie are when, like, the film follows her life and mainly focuses on her romantic relationships with these famous figures. One of them being Adrian Brody as Arthur Miller. And I thought,
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, I mean, Joe DiMaggio.
Bobby
Cannavale, as I like to call him. He plays Joe DiMaggio. Xavier Samuel plays Cass Chaplin, the son of Charlie Chaplin. Mm-hmm. And who's the other guy? Is it Evan Williams who plays Eddie Robinson? Yeah, because she's in a throuple with Chaplin and Robinson. Anyway, I also don't know how much of this is fictionalized and how much of it is true, because I think that's another issue with the movie. It's based on Blonde by Joyce Carol Oates, who's a terrible follow on Twitter.
Just this last week she's been really going after TERFs really strongly.
Okay.
So yeah, terrible person, terrible follow. Marcelo's here to say it.
Let me rephrase. Who's a follower? Let me rephrase. She's a bad film take follow on Twitter.
Yeah, she can be an annoying person.
She can be. And she also fucking shared her nasty ass feet on Twitter. I blocked her right there and then. It's disgusting. Why do that? I don't care. Okay, I don't care about your film take or if you support TERFs or not. Actually, no, I do care about that. I take that back. I do care about whether you're. Please, fuck the TERFs. Your feet, though, don't share disgusting feet in a public space. That's disgusting. Anyway, Blonde, it says here, is a biographical fiction novel. Okay, so a lot of this is fiction.
Yeah.
I think that the overarching story is mostly true, like who she dated and like her film career and whatnot. But yeah, the relationships,
they embellish it.
They embellish it. Yeah, there you go. That's the perfect word. I mean, all of that is controversial. All of that I don't really have an issue with. It's similar to The Whale, actually. There's just so much that I can handle. There's so much I can take when I just see one particular character just going through the ringer, and I'm just like, oh my God. I don't know. It really got to me. And I think that's the point. Again, it's sort of like The Whale. I think that's sort of embedded in its theme of like just how much one character can take, or why are we watching just this character go through these horrible things? And like the only bit of like just a glimpse of hope or a glimpse of like happiness she has is like when she's with Arthur Miller. And I thought, okay, maybe if I were to like re-edit the movie, or like if you were like to restructure this, maybe focusing on a relationship with like Arthur Miller would have been like the way to go, because at least like in the handful of relationships we see her on screen in this movie, and it's like maybe that was the best one, but also that has its problems too. Like that turns out to be like a very bad relationship. But in the end, Ana de Armas is great. I think all the characters, all the performances are solid, but it's just tough to watch. And another thing that gets me is the direction by Andrew Dominic. I don't think it's that great, and I don't think it's that smartly put together, thought out. It jumps aspect ratios. It goes from black and white to color, seemingly just incoherently, and I had trouble with that. I mentioned this last episode. I think a movie like, and I hate to do the comparison, a movie like Everything Everywhere, or even like even like a Wes Anderson movie that changes aspect ratios. Like there's some thoughts in when the changes happen, when the aspect ratio changes happen, when color changes happen. Like there's some thought in there. It's you can see the reasoning behind it. But in a movie like this that does it on a whim, it's not that it irritates me. It's just like I want it to make sense. So that's an irk I had with the direction of this. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it being as long as it is. That's another issue I think people have. And again, in the end, I appreciated the story that was told, but I'm not going to say I'm a big fan of this. I'm very much in the middle. I could see a better movie coming out of this, but it's just not one that Andrew Dominik makes. So that's my take on Blonde. So there you go.
How are you on his previous 2 films, Killing Him Softly and Assassination? Of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford.
Thank you I was going to correct you. I love Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. I love Killing Them Softly. And I love One More Time with Feeling. Like that One More Time with Feeling ended up on my best of list that year.
I think I'm unfamiliar with this one, actually.
Yeah, One More Time with Feeling. See, partly I was very excited to see Blonde months ago before it came out and it became divisive. But I'm a big fan of his films, but I'm a bigger fan of his Nick Cave documentaries.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Gotcha.
One More Time with Feeling came out in 2016, and it was the only press that Nick Cave did that year for his new album because his son recently passed away. And he wanted to put all his thoughts and feelings on the passing of his son in that film shot by Andrew Dominik. And it's a beautiful movie. It's wonderfully shot. It has these moments with Nick Cave that are very personal, and it's honestly something I wish Blonde was. Or I think Blonde tries to be that, because that black and white cinematography is similar to One More Time with Feeling at times. And then last year he also did This Much I Know to Be True with Nick Cave, another documentary / concert film, and that sort of like a spiritual sequel to One More Time with Feeling. And I saw that at South by Southwest last year, and I love that. This Much I Know to Be True. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Andrew Dominik. It's just that I don't know, like it's maybe
a miss.
It's maybe for me, it's maybe a case of it's a Netflix movie. He has all the money and authority to just make whatever he wants. I know it was controversial for Netflix to release too, because I think at one point Netflix wanted to cut it down or wanted to change it from like NC-17 to R, but Dominik ended up winning that battle and released the version he wanted to, if my memory serves. But I don't know, Dominik, maybe you need a producer to tell you, hey, make other decisions. Like maybe you needed a second hand to come in and say, hey, maybe don't do that. Because he did direct and write the movie himself. So I don't know. Those are my initial thoughts on it. Okay, and you know what? I'll say this. For Killing Them Softly, which I initially thought, okay, not so great of a movie. I came back to that movie years later and I went, oh, this movie's actually great. So who knows? I'm not going to make any promises to this either. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to see Blonde again anytime soon. But it wouldn't be surprising for me to say in like 5 years, oh, I revisited Blonde. It was actually better than I remember. So at least I'll give it that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Marcelo, I respect you. I hear you. I see you.
Marcus,
I feel you.
I respect you. I see you. I hear you.
I don't know if I should talk about this yet or wait.
What's the thing you want to talk about now?
Blonde.
Oh, no. Hey, buddy, you hold your horses. We still have we still have so much to do.
Put a pin in the aspect ratio comment though, because I think I have an explanation for that.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to talk about it here soon.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say the aspect ratio now. Thanks. I'm going to forget it.
Fine.
The aspect ratio. I think it is constantly throwing you off. It is not letting you get into a comfortable position. It's an uncomfortable movie to watch. I think the aspect ratio, the black and white changes, I think that is only adding to that. You're in a manic spiral along with the main character, and like you're not ever allowed to get too comfortable.
I understand that point of view, but and I hate to say this, the only other film that this reminds me of when it comes to shifting aspect ratios, and I can see how Dominik can say, "This is why I did this way." It's like what you're saying, Mark. It's to disorient the viewer, like Marilyn Monroe's being, disoriented. The only other film I can compare this to that does the aspect ratios as violently, like rapidly changing as this is like Transformers: Age of Extinction. And hey, last episode I defended Michael Bay as a director, but I think, and I'm not even sure I'm getting the right Transformers movie title, because it's whatever the one that had all the aspect ratio changes and was in IMAX, and I think our mutual friend Mike Schindler counted, and like there were like 7 or 8 aspect ratios that shifted in that movie, which is insane for a Transformers movie. And that makes no sense. So I hate to say, like, this is just as nonsensical in that regards as that Transformers movie. But hey, again, I see your point, but I'm just like, there's a way to do it that's not as insane as this. I hate to say insane, because I'm thinking of one, and again, this is going to be a longer conversation, but I'll cut it off here. I get your point, but there's one scene in this movie that uses the 2.35 wide aspect ratio for like 1 second in one scene, then shifts back to like 4:3. Give me a few more seconds. Maybe make half of that scene in 2.35, but don't give me 1 second of that. That's wild. What are you doing? That just makes me frustrated, if anything. That's it. I could talk about aspect ratios all day, but we don't have time. Do you know what we have time for?
What's our next topic of conversation?
Do you know what we have time for?
What do we have time for?
Actually, I don't even think we have time. This episode's running long, but
no, it's not. What do you have time for?
Let's barrel through this. It's the Gold Derby game.
Okay. Definitely not. Definitely not something we should have left on the cutting room floor.
Oh God.
The Gold Derby game. I hate it. Let's do it.
If anything, this will lead us into our main topic, which is Best Pictures, but we'll get there. We also wanted to do this for this episode, our final predictions before the Oscars.
Mm-hmm. Okay? That's right.
So Marcus, are you? Let's do a twofer, as they say, with this.
Let's do a twofer Monday.
Yeah. As we go through the Gold Derby game, which let me quickly say, GoldDerby.com is where I get my picks for the Oscar pools I've been in the last few years. They bring in experts and people on chat rooms and forums, and they ask them, hey, who's going to win Best Picture or any other category? And they rank them. And I'm going to quiz Marcus on who's number 1 in the top 5 categories this week.
Okay.
On GoldDerby.com.
Okay. Yeah, we've done this. We've done this previously. Okay.
And right after we play the game, we're going to ask ourselves, who are our final picks for the Oscars?
Okay.
All right. So, Marcus, whenever you're ready. So the categories are Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director. So I guess there are 6. And Best Picture. So top 6 categories. What are the number 1s?
The big 6.
In each category.
I start with the most obvious. Best Supporting Actor, Ke Huy Quan.
You got it right.
And yes, I think he will win the Oscar.
Okay, your final pick for the Oscars is Ke Huy Quan.
Yes.
Okay.
I go with what I believe is the second most likely. Best Director, The Daniels.
The Daniels is number 1, or I guess are number 1 on GoldDerby.com this week. So yes, you got that one right. So you think they're going to win the Oscar?
At this point, it's hard to see them not winning.
Let me give you the ranked list here on GoldDerby.com. So number 1, Daniels. Number 2, Spielberg. Number 3, McDonough. Number 4, Field. Number 5, our good friend Robert Ostlund and his daring vision of a class and attention span. It's coming soon.
This hurts. This really, sincerely, this hurts me deeply. I'm going to say the Daniels win.
All right. Marcus says Daniels will win the Best Director Academy Award Sunday, March 12th, 2023 on ABC. All right.
I'm going to guess these weren't updated today, but I don't know. Maybe they were.
I don't know. I tried to find that out, but I have no idea when these were last updated.
I'm going to go to Best Actress next.
All right. Best Actress.
Cate Blanchett.
You would be correct, sir. Cate Blanchett, number one.
And I'm going to swim with the tide. Cate Blanchett wins for Tar.
All right. You're going with Blanchett for Tar. And here's Gold Derby's ranking. Best Actress, 1, Blanchett, 2, Michelle Yeoh, 3, Michelle Williams, 4, Andrea Riseborough, 5, the aforementioned Ana de Armas for Blonde.
That one's very close for me.
Yeah, Blanchett and Yeoh.
I'm going to go to Best Actor next.
All right, Best Actor. We talked about it previous.
I think Brendan Fraser, he was number one last time we did this. And even though, yes, the BAFTAs and the
GGs,
Critics' Choice or whatever the hell went to Austin Butler, I'm still thinking Brendan Fraser is number one.
Marcus, I'm sorry to say you are
it's
wrong.
Austin Butler?
Number one?
It's Austin Butler.
Number one, Austin Butler.
Wow.
Number 2, Brendan Fraser. Number 3, Colin Farrell. Number 4, Bill Nighy. Number 5, Paul Mescal.
Well, I guess I'm swimming against the tide this time. I'm sending Brendan Fraser.
Speaking of tides, the whale, Brendan Fraser. So that's your pick for the Oscar, Brendan Fraser?
My final pick in regards to this show, yes.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser.
All right, so that's 4. Unless I'm missing one.
Best Supporting Actress.
Yes, that's right. I am missing that one. Best Supporting Actress.
The one that has a real wrench thrown in it. I'm still saying Angela Bassett's the number one, right?
You are correct, sir. Bassett is number one.
For the reasons I outlined earlier, Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis, battling it out for the career award. Who slips in the back?
Who slips in the back?
When their backs are turned, Who slips in there and steals the golden man?
Well, okay. Let me tell you this. Are you going to say your pick, or do you want me to go through the ranking first? Because the ranking might be eye-opening.
I'm going to say my pick first. It's Carrie Condon.
Yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
All right, you're going Condon.
Where are the eyes?
So number 1, Bassett. Number 2, Carrie Condon. Number 3, Jamie Lee Curtis. Number 4, Stephanie Hsu. Number 5, Hong Cho. Now, I'm going to reveal my picks in a second, but Carrie Condon, she could, like you said, she could backdoor it.
And I hope she does. Best Picture.
The topic of today's episode.
Everything Everywhere is in the really lead.
Is that your pick?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Everything Everywhere, number 1.
And I think the winner of the Best Picture Oscar will be All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Are you serious? This is tough. Admittedly, it could be very easy to say Everything Everywhere.
Where is All Quiet?
Okay.
Where is All Quiet in the ranking?
Let's go through the ranking. Number 1, Everything Everywhere. Number 2, Banshees. Number 3, Fabelmans. Number 4, Top Gun. Number 5, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Number 5.
Number 6, Tar. Number 7, Elvis. Number 8, Avatar 2. Number 9, Triangle of Sadness. Number 10, Women Talking. This has been, if anything, a lively award season.
And I don't know if I can afford to piss away too many things on hopes. Or out there guesses.
Do you know what hopes get you? Nothing. Right.
So I'm going to take the safe choice here. I'm going to take the bet. I'm going to take the 1 to 1.5 odds or whatever. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. It says here the odds. I don't know anything about odds. I don't know anything about numbers. Maybe you can.
I don't know how they work either.
Yeah. Okay. So 6 to 1. It says here for Everything Everywhere.
Look, if All Quiet wins, I won't be shocked. If Everything Everywhere All at Once wins, I won't be shocked. If Top Gun Maverick or the Banshees win, I won't be shocked. If any of those win, I will be shocked.
Oh yeah, I take it back. I take it back. I'll be shocked if Triangle of Sadness wins or Avatar.
That would be truly shocking.
If Robin Ostlund is on stage, I'll be shocked. Ruben, what I say? I apologize.
No, you got the last name right.
I apologize to that man. Apology. That Swedish man. Is he Swedish?
That sweet-ish man.
He is Swedish. Oh, I got it right. Yes. All right, good. All right, my picks. I'm gonna say these are my final picks, but in real life, I'm pretty sure I might change some of this. But my de facto final picks are best supporting actor, of course, Ke Kwan. I can't bet against him. Supporting actress, it's tough, but I am going to say this was Angela Bassett. You know what? I don't have faith. I don't have too much faith in this pick, but my gut's telling me Bassett. Best actor. I mean, we started this series with best actor, and I think we both at the time said Austin Butler was going to win the Oscar. God help me. I'm going to stick with Austin Butler. I think it's going to be a tiny bit of an upset, but as we said before, it's been kind of split. Like, he's been picking up awards, and I kind of see him coming out on top. Only here's the thing: I don't want to get fully into the history of this Best Actor award, but it feels like, and I love Elvis. I think that movie is amazing, but it's very showy. It's flashy. It's like a character. It was a caricature / like real imitation of a real life person. And I think the Oscar voting body gravitates more towards those performances over something as sweet and emotional and sincere as Brendan Fraser in The Whale. So that's my gut thought right now. So I'm going with Butler.
I've been hoping that Colin Farrell could pull it off, but at this point, I don't see how it could happen.
If it were a different season, I would have loved to have him sweep everything and just because there hasn't been has he won anything? Like, have we seen him?
He didn't even get the BAFTA.
We should have seen him on stage this award season. That's such a shame.
No.
Best actress. Oh boy, this is another tough one. You know what? I'm going to say Michelle Yeoh sneaks in and gets it. Not necessarily sneaks, but I'm gonna hope beyond hope with this. It's more of a I want this to happen, and I think it'll very likely happen that Yeoh manages to best Cate Blanchett. Okay, so that's best actress. Best director, I'm gonna go with the Daniels. I think they're unstoppable at this point. And I'll mention some of it later, but I think, and I said some of it last week too. I've been saying it all season. I think it's an amazingly directed film. That's just my opinion. Best picture, Everything Everywhere. I think it's unstoppable. I think it's gonna win. But I'm ready for an upset. If something comes up and takes it away, I'd be like, you know what? Good job, Oscars. You fooled me. You got me. You bamboozled me. I mean, that I forget what the front runner was last year before Coda won, but I did not expect Coda to win of all things.
Which I mean is more credence to like maybe like an All Quiet or something.
Yeah. All right, those are our picks. I hope you all enjoyed that because we're going to talk about more things now. Our best pictures of the year. It's not the Oscars. It's not Talk Film Society Awards. It's our personal picks.
It's ours best pictures.
It's the Marcus Awards best picture nominees.
It's the Marcus Awards featuring Marcelo.
Yeah, featuring
best pictures of the year.
Well, you're going to go first this time.
Yeah, hold on. I forgot some of my funky factables that would have fit in during the Oscar conversation.
Oh, well, yeah, I think I interrupted you before you did the factables. So, Marcus, I think it's time for our signature segment on the show that we do every week. It's Marcus's Awards Season Fun Factables.
The last time that a Best Actor won for a film not nominated for Best Picture? Do you have any guesses?
The last time
Brendan Fraser could do that this year.
Yeah, The Whale, if you ask me, thankfully not nominated for Best Picture, but
snubbed and flubbed.
Some would say. That's a good question. Off the top of my head, was the Rami Malek movie nominated for an Oscar? That would be my.
Yes, it was.
It was. Give me one. Hold on,
amazingly.
Give me one more guess.
Shockingly.
I fucking hate that movie. Bohemian Rhapsody. Piece of shit.
The worst best editing in history.
Oh God. The Eddie Redmayne one, was that nominated for Best Picture? No.
The Danish girl.
The Danish girl.
Is that what he won for?
Yeah.
I guess it must have been.
I give up. Marcus, tell me the answer.
The answer is Jeff Bridges winning for Crazy Heart.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, I would have never got that. It feels like Crazy Heart would have been nominated for Best Picture, and it was so long ago. Okay, but that's
2009.
Yeah. It's a good.
A different age.
It's a good factable. Do you have any more?
One more funky factable for you here.
Okay. Oh, they're called funky factables. What makes them funky?
It is a name I've stolen from another podcast.
So we're stealing content.
Exactly. There are only 2 movies in the history of the Oscars that have taken home 3 Best Acting awards.
Only 3?
Much like the SAG Awards and Everything Everywhere All at Once did last night.
Only 3 films have won 3 acting awards.
Yes.
Wait, has a film ever won all 4?
No, sir.
Okay, so 3 have won 3. All right.
2 have won 3.
Oh, 2 have won 3.
Only 2 films have done
Oh, okay.
this.
Okay, thank you. So only 2 films have won 3 out of the 4. My first guess is Network.
Marcelo, you got one of them.
Okay, that's good. Because that's a classic movie, one of my favorites of all time. And I only know that because I recently did the research on it after I rewatched it a few weeks ago. All right, another one. This is going to be tougher.
This is much tougher.
Yeah.
I will say. And
I'm not looking this up for anybody wondering if I'm cheating here. No, I'm not. I'm just very smart. All right. The other one. No, I don't want to waste any more time. Marcus, you got me. The Network guess was a fluke because I just looked that up. Marcus, tell me what's the other film?
The first one, Network, won the winners. Peter Finch, who was the first posthumous winner of an actor award.
Yes.
Faye Dunaway. And Beatrice Straight, who has the record for the shortest performance to ever win.
Yeah,
at 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
We talked about that on a previous episode.
It could have won all 4, but Ned Beatty was because he was nominated for supporting actor, but he was beaten by Jason Robards in All the President's Men.
Oh, actually,
I just watched that movie. I don't quite understand that one, but all right.
Jason Robards played their boss in all their
boss. Yes, correct.
But have you seen Network?
No.
Ned Beatty is in that movie for I think less than the supporting actress who won.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in it for one scene, but it is a great scene though. It's like one of the most iconic scenes in that movie. That movie is filled with iconic scenes, but his is the scene in the boardroom, and he's like, "There are no nations, there are corporations." Anyway, I'm not going to say the whole thing, but it's you know what? I could have seen him win. Is all I'll say. Ned Beatty. Anyway,
our second film here. It is from 1951.
Yeah, would have never got it.
A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, Streetcar Named Desire. All right. Yeah.
And who are your winners? Vivian Leigh, Carl Malden, and Kim Hunter. No, Marlon Brando did not win.
Wow.
He was beaten by Humphrey Bogart in The African Queen.
Wow. Okay.
And by the way, neither of these movies won Best Picture. So we could get unprecedented history set at these Oscars.
Wow.
If the stars align.
Thank you for that factoid.
Thank you. Thank you for a platform to share it.
And now, on to the next hour of this podcast.
The meat sandwich of this podcast.
That was a lot of bread. What other sandwich has this much bread? Hey, deli man, give me extra bread with my sandwich.
Double up the bread.
Double bread. Double bread. Our best pictures of 2022. Marcus, you go first. And we're opening this up to 10 movies.
I vote we swap back and forth.
Oh, do you want to go back? Oh, you know what? Okay, fine. Fair enough. We're going to go back and forth. How about this? Do we want to rank them? Are we ranking like our 10th?
I ranked mine.
Okay, I'm ranking mine too, from 10 to 1. So we have 10 individual best pictures of the year. Let's go through them. Marcus, you go first. Our number 10.
I did not see as many movies as Marcelo. I feel a little embarrassed about my list, Marcelo. A little self-conscious. My number 10 is Confetch Flesh. Confetch Flesh. Confetch Flesh. Just a fun, goofy comedy movie with a witty and dry sense of humor that feels like a kind of 70s throwback adult comedy, a little bit of mystery. Good stuff. John Hamm.
Nothing to be ashamed of, buddy. It's such a great movie. I've watched it in January. Loved it still. I have a running joke now where I say 5 stars to anything. Much like John Hamm's character says 5 stars to his Uber drivers. Yeah. Great, number 10. Hey, my number 10. And hey, I'm sorry to say I've seen more movies than Marcus. Okay, I have no life. All I do is go out and watch movies. It's impeded on my social life. Please feel sorry for me. My number 10, White Noise by Noah Baumbach. A movie that nobody saw, seemingly. It's on Netflix. I dare say I'm a Noah Baumbach fan now. After watching this, I rewatched some of his movies, like Mistress America and While We're Young. I'm dying to see the ones I haven't seen, including Greenberg. I want to rewatch Squid and the Whale, and of course I gotta see for the first time his classic Kicking Screaming about the soccer players and Will Ferrell. I gotta watch that. But yeah, White Noise. Great performances by Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, Don Cheadle. One more thing I'll say about it. Eerily prescient. Chillingly prescient.
Already.
Yeah, if you don't know what the movie's about, if you just watch the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. It's wild. And yeah, I've seen people say it's a little underwhelming, but no, I'm of the opinion that it's one of the best of the year. It's my number 10. All right, that's my number 10. Marcus?
My number 9. I have not seen White Noise, just for the record. My number 9. It's that hip swinging devil himself, Elvis Presley.
Elvis, baby.
He's up on stage. You see him come out, and you feel the glorification of that man. This film really glorifies the character of Elvis, and it is a very bombastic, sensational time. Austin Butler embodies the man flawlessly.
I have a question for you, Marcus. We may have talked about this before, but just as a reminder for me, when I think of the brilliance of Elvis, I think of Austin Butler. I think of the cinematography, the direction, the editing. I think is some of the best of the year. The one thing I always forget about, though, is Tom Hanks as Colonel. What's his name? Parker.
Colonel Tom Parker.
Do you feel the same way, or how do you feel about Hanks' performance in Elvis?
I think he helps fill out the film. It's a silly performance. Nothing wrong with that. It's fun.
You know what? Fair enough. All right, so that's your number 9. My number 9, when you were opening up and you're teeing up Elvis, I almost thought you were going to say this because I thought we were going to be hand-holding buddies here at number 9. But no, mine's another wild, long, brilliantly edited, music-filled extravaganza called Babylon, baby.
Babylon.
I will say I closed this top 10 in like January. If I were to re-rank things, it'd be a little bit higher, but I still feel confident in putting it in my top 10. It's some of these are like tied, but I'm happy to say Babylon, I think, has been in my mind ever since I saw it. I think Margot Robbie's performance should have gotten her a nomination, and if she was nominated, I'd be even more on the side of like, let's just give it to her. It's like, I know Michelle Yeoh is amazing, I know Cate Blanchett's amazing, but I'm like, come on, Margot Robbie, she'll get her due. But that performance in Babylon, I love it so much. But the movie itself, it's all of it is amazing. Happy to have it in my top 10. That's Babylon, baby.
Number 8. To continue my bit of liking Babylon more than Marcelo, my number 8 is going to be Babylon.
Fuck you. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Marcus comes in months later, gives it a 5 out of 5. I've seen it 4.5 times. Marcus has seen it once.
And I loved that viewing, Papa.
Why do you like Babylon so much more than me? What's one aspect you like more than? What's one aspect of Babylon you like more than me? I want to know what's the 0.5 here.
I don't know if that's how it works. I just
trying to quantify it.
I just like the movie a lot. I think it's much like Elvis. It's sensationalist.
Elvis, baby.
It's wild. Well, much like he's got the stage performance of Elvis. Damien Chazelle says, "Here I am. Watch me roar." and he roars like a big elephant in your face.
Yeah.
And it's a fun movie. The first hour is a party. The second hour is the hangover. The third hour is the moving on to another day. Yeah. And I don't know. Look.
I'm listening.
It's a great movie.
It is.
The end.
Okay. Speaking of great movies, my number 8. This one, not nominated for anything ever. Maybe we haven't talked about this. It's award season. I don't know what's nominated at the Fangoria Awards, the Chainsaw Awards. I have not been following that, but I'm not going to even bother looking up the nominees. But if anything, this movie should have got in there. Terrifier 2. All right. I have to. Okay, listen. It's one of the best theater experiences I had last year, and the movie I think is so much better than the first movie. As a story, I kind of hate this word, but I'm using it here. It's retro. It feels like an 80s sequel. Art the Clown, the main antagonist, I think is a new horror icon, which is another thing I hate to say. But hey, I think he fits alongside a Chucky, a Jason, a Freddy, a Jigsaw. Yeah, I'm firmly in that belief. And the violence, of course, it's some of the most violent, disgusting things I've ever seen in a feature film that I've seen in a theater, in an AMC, for God's sakes. Yeah, that's Terrifier 2 for me. That's my number 8.
My number 7, also a bloody good time at the theater. Also a horror film. Barbarian.
Hey, baby, it's Barbarian, baby.
Probably not as intense as Terrifier 2, which I have not seen. But look, it is a very good, very rock solid like whatever 90-minute or whatever horror movie with some humor, with some comedy. I've been a very big fan of Zach Cregger nearly my whole life, just because I grew up with Whitest Kids You Know, the sketch group that he was in, and to see him flourishing like this is lovely to me. It is a surprising debut. I would never have expected a film like this from him. I think it's the first 45 minutes to an hour is like very intense. It's like a slower tension building, and then we get this like weird amount of release for like probably 10 minutes or something, and then we're back to we're into like straight up crazy horror. And I think this movie does some like really smart things with its casting, with its writing. And I think it looks great too. It's a really well filmed movie. That is Zach Cregger's Barbarian 2022, my number 7 of the year.
All right, my number 7. And by the way, Barbarian, I do like that movie a lot. So good. Marcus, can you say last year was? I did this last. This is the last episode. I was going to ask you the thing I asked you last episode. Marcus, is 2022
the year of horror? And I think we decided it was.
It was the year of horror. More on that later. More on that later. My number 7 is Kimmy. Directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Don't scare me like that.
Kimmy! Do you know who else is scared? The character of Kimmy in the movie Kimmy.
Watch out behind you. Kimmy's here.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, Jack. I'm after Kimmy. Of course, I'm a sucker for Soderbergh. I've yet to record the latest Soderbergh 2828 with Mike Schindler, covering Magic Mike's Last Dance. A tease to that episode. I loved Last Dance, and it's going to be in my top 10 of 2023. I can't imagine it being kicked out. Similarly, Kimmy came out, I think, last February or March, and that was in my top 10 all throughout 2022. It's a throwback. It's a Hitchcockian thriller. Rear Window, that's what it imitates. Set in the modern age, set during the pandemic. It makes no qualms about this character living through the pandemic and being agoraphobic. But yeah, overall, of course, the editing, cinematography, direction, all Soderbergh's, all great. The music, great. The performance, Zoe Kravitz, amazing. Maybe the finest performance of Zoe Kravitz's career, of what I've seen. But yeah, overall, again, Soderbergh can't lose. I to be honest, I for the last maybe 5 or 6 years, he's made a movie, in my opinion, that's amazing and worthy of being in a top 10 list, namely my top 10 lists. Luckily, in a year that he makes The Laundromat, one of his worst movies, he makes High Flying Bird, which makes my top 10. But yeah, so Soderbergh, keep making movies. The end.
I thought Kimmy was quite good as well.
So good that it's not in your top 10.
So good, I had to watch it once. Okay.
Number 6.
So, Marcelo, maybe you're sensing a pattern with my list.
I don't know.
My last two entries. Babylon. Barbarian. So many B's, right?
What? So are you telling me there's a B movie?
Yes.
That you want to put at number 6. And that movie,
I think I might be telling you that.
Is B movie starring Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, my number 6 movie of 2022 is 2006's B movie starring Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes. Yes, baby. It's B movie.
Blonde is my number 6 film of the year. Marcelo shit on it earlier.
Yeah.
I disregard his awful take.
But now if the floor is yours, I'm going to shut up. Why do you like this movie, Blonde?
To invoke, if you will allow me to do so,
I'll allow it.
The maestro, David Lynch, and his 1990 or his 2000 probably, or 1997 or whatever masterwork that is Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I have never seen a film
period
echo that movie as much as this one.
1992, by the way.
1992, definitely way off with all of my guesses. Look, I find a lot of similarities between these two movies. I think it is very heavily inspired by Fire Walk with Me. I don't think there's any doubt to that. The differences are that this is taking inspiration from a real person, which look, if you, the morality of that is up to the viewer. I don't care. Ana de Armas's performance, stunning, heartbreaking. Andrew Dominik's wild direction, madman direction, madcap, wild. We see into the life of this woman as she is on a horrible trajectory. We are seeing, Marcel said it earlier, it's a miserable movie. It is a miserable, hard to watch movie. I watched this at 1 a.m., and I stayed up through the whole thing. I was so compelled. And even though it's it's over 2 hours. We both have 2.5 hour long NC-17 movies on our list. I think that's pretty cool. And they're different movies. I think it's a beautiful movie. I think I found a lot of sincerity in it. I found a lot of horror in it. A lot of it's hard to watch, but you don't want to look away.
And I fully admit I see the Lynch in there. I totally see it, especially Fire Walk with Me. And by the end, I guess, spoiler alert, I even see Elephant Man in there. It has that going for it. So I'm with you there.
Nick Cave and Warren Ellis' score, beautiful. Yeah. I've listened to it a number of times.
I remember you saying in the best scores episode that it invokes Angelo
Badalamenti,
and I hear that.
And Marcelo hears it, and you've heard me say why I like the movie Blonde, I guess.
And it's your number 6 of the year.
Number 6 of the year.
Hey,
I'm so curious, Marcelo. What's your number 6 of the year?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Otherwise, I would not have said it. I would have jumped to number 5. But my number 6, it's a similar story about a person going through, trials and tribulations. You could say it's a Lynchian affair about the battle between life and death. That's right. It's Top Gun Maverick, baby.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We're in those flying jets.
Hey!
The Viet Cong, or whatever.
The best blockbuster of the year. And I know blockbuster's a dirty word. For the last 10 years, one franchise has sullied the word blockbuster, in my opinion. For as much as I enjoy the many farcical tales of the MCU, it's a lot. Okay, as much as I like a Quantumania for the escapism that it is, we're stuck with other movies like Love and Thunder, Black Widow, even Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It makes grand attempts at being, an overall successful blockbuster movie, but Wakanda Forever doesn't have an impact on me as much as a Top Gun Maverick has. Because a Top Gun Maverick is just more secure with itself. Sure, it's a sequel to a movie that came out, 35 years ago, but it stands on its own because it's on the bleeding edge of filmmaking. The fighter jet scenes, just the fact that you see the real actors in these jets pulling these Gs. We see that all on camera. modern day blockbusters can't do that. They won't do that. They refuse to. But you have a madman like Tom Cruise who will endanger his cast and crew just to get that beautiful shot. And that's the kind of oomph that I want in my blockbuster, all right? It doesn't seem like it should be this hard to make a movie this good, but apparently it is. So that's my point. Top Gun Maverick. It seems so simple in its storytelling, but overall, man, it's incredible. It stands toe to toe with like something like, hey, the classic, like Spielberg blockbusters like Jaws, just because it's a crowd pleaser. But being a crowd pleaser doesn't mean it's like totally fluff. There's some real stuff going in here, and I think Cruise gives a fine performance. I could go on, but you've all seen the movie. You know what I'm talking about. It's Top Gun Maverick. That's it. That's my number 6.
Love it. Marcelo, Top Gun Maverick was very close to making my list, but it did not get in there. Now that I'm looking back at my list, perhaps it should have been on there. But I know something that did make my list, and perhaps you're sensing a theme, Marcelo, with my list.
A lot of bees.
Got a Babylon, Barbarian, Blonde. You might be noticing a lot of bees here in a row. Do you think I can do it again?
Babelmans? Bar? Everything, everywhere, ball at once?
Do you think I can do it again? Do you think I can pull out a fourth B?
No, I don't think so.
Well, depending on what your definition of film is. Maybe I haven't, but I think I have. Do those count? It's the Banshees of Inisherin, my number 5 movies of the year.
That counts. I'll give it to you. Banshees.
Great movie.
Banshees of Inisherin, the...
Beautiful movie, beautiful looking movie. I don't know, I'm like 50-50 on Martin McDonagh as a filmmaker. He's fine. But this is my favorite movie of his by far. Fell head over heels in love with it. Got to see this at a cinema theater, which
I heard of those.
It's one of 3 movies on this list I saw at a cinema theater. The previously mentioned Barbarian was one of them. Banshees of Inisherin, saw it at a cinema theater. Tickled me pink. It filled with laughs, and then you think this movie's all fun and games. It's not. There's drama underneath. Brendan Gleeson, Barry Keoghan, Kerry Condon, Colin Farrell, the finest performances of the year. Multi-layered, ever-evolving, incredibly well-written characters. And you got that gorgeous Irish countryside, a story of former friends turned bitter rivals, but not in a hokey or corny way at all. It's approached in a very passive-aggressive Irish way, and I loved it. It's my number 5 movie of the year.
The Banshees. Banshees. They might be sirens to something ahead. But what I hear is, hey, what's my number 5? And I go to them, hey, Banshees, here's my number 5. By the way, thank Marcus for giving us his number 5. Banshees is a good movie. Banshees almost made my 10. It's my number 11, actually. It's in that sweet spot of number 11. My number 5, though, is a movie I forced Marcus to watch last year under, just terrible circumstances, like on a Discord live stream a few months ago. That's right, it's Deadstream.
I gotta hear why you like this movie.
You're wondering how it's.
I need to figure it out.
It's one of those cases of like, Marcelo, what the fuck are you thinking?
What the fuck are you talking about? If you think Terrifier 2 is your weird horror movie on here, you're wrong, Marcelo. It's this one.
It's Deadstream. Okay. Full disclosure. Marcus, what? Remind me, you just said it, but I was thinking about the words you said rather than the facts and the numbers. But how many of your top 10 have you seen in the theater?
2, 3.
3. I managed to see 9 of these movies in a theater. 9 out of my 10. And the only one I didn't see in a theater was Kimmy, because it was a fucking HBO Max movie. And luckily HBO has thought better, and Warner Brothers has thought better, and Magic Mike's Last Dance was going to be an HBO Max movie, and they were like, you know what, this might work in theaters, and it did. Anyway, I did see Deadstream in a theater. My top 10 is a personal top 10. Okay, these are my favorite movies of the year. Deadstream I saw at South by Southwest at its world premiere in a packed theater at a midnight show. I came in with no expectations, like I do with many film festival movies, and I was blown away. And this was the opening night of the festival. This was the first big film festival I went to since the pandemic, and I was still very anxious about going to a film festival, but seeing Deadstream in a theater was like, oh, this is what movies is all about. This is what the theatrical experience is all about. Going in blind, seeing this movie, and just being amped up by this crowd around me, being thrilled, being surprised, and just seeing this concept that I've seen played through in other movies, like Evil Dead or any other like found footage movie. But the fact that it played so well, like the directors, Joseph Winter and his wife, Vanessa Winter, that couple, they co-directed this, and it just felt so. I could sense it was like it's a low budget movie, but it's like one of those low budget movies that really has a lot of heart and a lot of like real big follow through. They're like, okay, we're gonna shoot all this in one location, but we're just gonna put all the money we have into this, all the time and attention to make this as funny, as smart, as thrilling as it can possibly be. It's like a modern day Evil Dead movie, and I love it. I watched it in a theater back then. I watched it at home a few times, and I think it still works. So I love it. And again, I'm very biased here. It's only because I saw it at its world premiere in a packed theater back in March at a film festival is why I love it so much. That's part of the reason. But I also say it is a smart, fun movie that I want more people to see. But that's my number 5 of the year. It's Deadstream. So there you go. Marcus, does that help in making you understand why I like this movie so much?
You've satisfied me, Marcelo.
Okay, fine. I can finally say that. I satisfied one person.
You had a great theatrical experience with this film. And is that not what films is all about?
Part of it is the theatrical experience. Would I have liked Cocaine Bear as much if I didn't see it at a Friday night screening filled to the brim with drunk people? Probably not. But would I put that on my top 10 list next year? No.
Well, that's what the theatrical experience is to you. To me, it's about dancing. It's about friendship. It's about fucking flaming tigers or whatever the hell. My number 4 of the year is RRR.
RRR.
The bees have been disrupted, but they've been replaced by 3 R's.
If you put a B in front of that, you'd say, "Hey,
I'm cold.
Turn down the turn up the heat." God, this podcast is gonna be so long. We're like halfway through. We still have the Discord.
I don't have
anything
intelligent to say about any of the rest of my movies. Well, RRR, I had a fucking amazing time watching this movie, grinning from ear to ear the whole time. Just had an absolute blast. It's
fun.
The wildest action film of the year. You can put that on as a pull quote. A really wild ride at the movies. SS Rajamouli delivers one of the most exciting spectacles to ever hit cinema. There's another pull quote for you. The dancing is fun. And there we go, number 4.
Now, is it because we've been recording for 2.5 hours?
It's fun. It was fun to see some fucking British colonialists get fucked.
Yeah. Oh, that's always fun to see. Hey, I had my problems with that movie, but I still enjoy the heck out of it, including seeing, like you said, Marcus, those British colonialists getting murked.
Yeah.
That jumps it up a star rating for me in my book. So that's your number 4?
Number 4, yeah.
My number 4.
Four with 4 R's.
My number 4, its title has no R's in it. It has 1 B, 1 T, 1 H, 2 E's, an F, an A, an L, an M, an N, and an S.
I think I figured this one out.
Have you solved my riddle yet, Marcus? The clock is ticking. The citizens of Gotham
I am inputting.
Can wait no longer.
I'm hacking into the mainframe now. I am inputting the password. THE space FABELMANS. The Fablemans.
You are correct.
I've disarmed the bomb.
Yes, the citizens of Gotham can breathe easy now. That's right, the Fablemans. I'm not going to say much about the Fablemans. I think I've said enough over the last few episodes.
I know, that's we've been doing this for so many weeks. We have talked about every single one of these movies.
Well, that's right. Well, okay. I will say I'm glad I talked about like White Noise and Terrifier 2 and Kimmy and Deadstream.
Yeah.
I've said some things about Top Gun before, but I said more things now. But yeah, these next 4, I think you said the same thing. I've already talked about these. Okay, Fablemans. I loved it. Spielberg, his childhood. Not the shining, flame of cinema is amazing, 100% pure hopefulness. No, there's some tragedy in there, as there should be, because life is not. It's not all hope. There's some tragedy in there, and Spielberg, he doesn't need a therapist. He just needs a camera, and we get the Fablemans, and I love it. That's my number 4. Okay, I think we can breeze through some of these. What's your number 3, Marcus?
Number 3, Talk Film Society nominee for Best Documentary Feature. The other movie that I saw in theaters, the third one, Jackass Forever!
Yeah!
The boys are back! And they're here to kick each other in the nuts, to put each other in rooms with live bears, to force each other to skydive out of planes, to tie ropes around their penises that are tied to the end of paint cans and then stand on top of a tall thing and drop the paint cans. They are mutilating themselves for our benefit, and they've been doing this for 20 odd years now. And I've been a fan my whole GD life of these fellas. It was so sweet to see them back on the screen together again. Also, just as sweet is to see them helping usher in the new era. Hopefully we can have some more Jackass antics in the future from people that aren't, 60 years old. I hope we can get more Jackass. Johnny Knoxville can show up, but he doesn't have to get hit by a fucking bull every single time and nearly die. Let Dark Shark do that this time. The other old man. I picked the other old man. Let Zach Ass get hit by the bull. Yeah. Look, just a fucking insane, great time. I went to this opening weekend day, whatever. I wish I had a theater full of people that were going nuts for it, but I don't care. I was going nuts for it on my own. I had an amazing time.
I had a woman sit in a few rows ahead of me at the Jackass Forever screening that was just smoking a vape throughout the whole thing. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, look, that's Jackass for you.
That's Jackass, baby. Now, Marcus, it's interesting that Spike Jonze features in 2 of your top 10 movies so far.
Let's analyze this.
Yeah.
Let's analyze that. Jackass Forever and Spike Jonze is also inside of.
Oh, you don't know this? It's in one of your movies.
It's one of my movies, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm breaking a blank here.
He's also in Babylon, baby, as that director Otto in one of the opening sequences on that war picture that he's shooting. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Spike Jonze. I like that cameo of Spike Jonze because, in all honesty, he's like shooting another Jackass movie in Babylon.
That is cinema. Number 3 for Marcelo Pico.
Tar. Cate Blanchett. We've talked about the performance over and 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 over again, but hey, give some credit to my boy Todd Field. All right? Hey, come on. The co-star of Eyes Wide Shut, the creator of that Gum. The fuck did he do? Yeah, he directed. No, he made Gum.
5 Gum?
Hold on. Todd Field invented Big
Gum?
League Chew.
Todd Field invented Big League Chew.
Todd Field, the director of Tar, invented Big League Chew.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Who the fuck is this guy?
So
what is this guy's life?
It says here, Big League Chew is an American brand of bubblegum that was created by Portland Mavericks left-hander pitcher Rob Nelson and bat boy and future filmmaker Todd Field.
I know he was a bat boy. Okay, whatever. This guy's insane. He has had a weird life.
He should make a movie about his life. Being in the last Kubrick movie, creating Big League Chew, and directing the film Tar. Those are the 3 chapters in his life that are most important. But whatever.
Getting in that car accident.
Being on the phone, pleading with Cate Blanchett's agent, please give this script to Cate Blanchett, please. The agent goes, no, she's busy making other movies. She's shooting Carol right now. She has no time to make your movie, okay, Mr. Big League Chew? He hangs up the phone. He grabs the wheel by both hands and swerves off the road, crashing into a tree. But eventually, Cate Blanchett
will you do my
got
movie now, Kate? Have I done enough for you? Is this what you wanted?
So really, Todd Field is the real Tar, Lydia Tar, because Tar also goes through her own, death-defying feats and troubles in her career, and we see it all on the big screen in Todd Field's Tar. I don't know what to say. It's well directed. It's like a nightmare at times. It's a character drama like no other. Tar. The end. Okay, what's next? Number 2.
Tar. Number two.
Bow, 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 bow.
Previously seen on Marcelo Pico's list at number 4, it is The Fabelmans, starring Sammy Fabelman, directing the hell out of some pictures around his local school, growing up in an unstable household, a very emotionally resonant film, not the type of film you think you would see from a filmmaker who's like looking back at their life. And it is not A, glorifying his life, and it is not B, overly dramatizing his life, I don't think. Or if it is, fucking Steven Spielberg's is such a good director, you don't care. Amazing movie. Number 2, The
Fabelmans. My number 2. I just talked about it last episode, and I'm talking about it maybe for the last time, because this is it. I mean, it's been great, Marcus.
It's rough to think about.
I've had so much fun, but next episode is going to be Talk Film Society Awards, the winners, and then the episode after that, the Oscar wrap-up. So this is it. This is the last time I'm going to say this. Crimes of the Future, directed by David Cronenberg.
My heart.
I'm getting emotional because, when am I ever going to say these words again? Crimes of the Future, starring Viggo Mortensen, Lea Seydoux, Scott Speedman, Kristen Stewart, God, I'm in tears. Cronenberg's return to body horror, a portrait, really, of two artists in the landscape of a future where bodies are the new art, where surgery is the new sex, where I can feel the artistic battle within a filmmaker like David Cronenberg, now decades long into his filmography, making something that's truly of his own and still stands up to other fantastic movies of today. I love it. I last year I went through a big David Cronenberg rewatch, and I watched all of his movies for the first time too. Yeah, this stands up against them. This is one of the best. It's my number 2 of the year. Crimes of the Future. That's it. That'll be the last time I say that, and I can't wait where I can recite these words again. Marcus, let me say this one more time. For just to feel it pass through my lungs and my throat, my mouth, my lips. Let me just say, Crimes of the Future, directed by David Cronenberg. That's it.
I love to hear it, Marcelo. You had a fantastic list. I had a fantastic list. I think it's time for us to move on.
Wait,
to
no.
Our next segment.
Oh, no, wait.
Why? What's wrong? What's going on?
We're missing something. We're missing our number ones of the year.
Oh, yes, that's what that is at the top of my list here. My eyes are going. We've just been talking for so long.
We have at least 30 more minutes left.
My number 1 of this year. I've talked about it. I nominated it for like every single one of our categories where I possibly could. I brought it up a lot. I feel like I've more eloquently spoken on why I love this movie so much in other episodes, in our score episode, best actress episode, best supporting actor episode, best director episode. I've talked about We're All Going to the World's Fair. Marcelo, this is my dead stream, I suppose, where I just emotionally connected to it. That's no, never mind. This is not my dead stream in any way. This is.
I know, because I was going to say I wasn't really emotionally invested in dead stream.
Look, I was very emotionally invested in We're All Going to the World's Fair. I saw myself reflected in our main character in our second main character. It spoke to me very deeply. Somebody didn't have a great childhood. I got it. I got Casey's feelings. I think they were represented very beautifully by director Jane Scombrun. It is a heavy movie, much like Blonde. I watched this at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was just glued to it. And that is what I can say is probably the ideal viewing experience if you out there are the viewer to want to watch this. That's how I'd say you should do it. Load up your HBO Max at 1 in the morning, be alone, and just get suckered in by the beautiful sounds and the blurry, gross sights of We're All Going to the World's Fair. A horror movie about reality. My number 1 of the year. It's
Marcus,
a movie about reality.
Marcus, would you say 2022 was the year of horror?
I'd say it was a banner year for horror, Marcelo. Absolutely. I don't think anybody could deny that.
All right, that's good to hear. We're All Going to the World's Fair. That's
I had 3 on my list. 3 in my top 10.
3 horror movies. I had 2, right? Yeah.
I think you had 3. Crimes of the Future.
Oh, yes, sorry. I had 3. Yeah. Crimes of the Future, Deadstream, and Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is not a horror. My number 1 is, it's a lot of people's number 1. It's a lot of people's. It's a lot of Oscar voters' number 1, I'm going to assume. Maybe a lot of your number 1s out there listening. If you're listening, if you're still listening, 2 hours and 30 minutes. If
you're still listening at this point, I'm sorry.
It's you know what, this has been a good episode. It's been solid.
This is fun. This is great.
This is great. Yeah.
We're all going to the World's Fair. Fantastic movie. I'm glad I got to say it one more time. I'm glad I got to hear those words leave my lips from my lungs one last time. Because yes, we're not going to be talking about that anymore. No,
it's not going to.
Everybody go see it.
Unfortunately, it's not going to come up. I lied. Because Crimes of the Future is nominated for at least one award at the Talk Film Society Awards. So Kristen Stewart got nominated. So I'm going to, you know what? I take it back. I'm going to say it one more time next week. But Marcus, you're not going to say.
I am truly saying goodbye.
Yeah.
We're all going to the World's Fair.
I
want to go to the World's Fair. I want to go to the World's Fair. I want to go to the World's Fair. Did you have to say it 3 times or 5 times? I think you might have had to say it 5 times.
Okay.
Well, we're all going to the World's... Or I want to go to the World's Fair. I want to go to the World's Fair. Just in case it's 5 times.
So now stay tuned for your video coming up. Those are the rules, right? Something happens.
I will be posting a video of what happens to my body over the next upcoming weeks.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that, folks. That's going to be our next series after the Oscars. Marcus posting videos of his body. Like
charting my World's Fair challenge.
Yeah. Go watch that movie. I think it's still on HBO Max. We're all going to the World's Fair.
It is.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's my number 1.
Marcelo likes the popular movie. Good for him.
It doesn't happen a lot, okay? I'm not a populist. Marcus, would you describe me as a populist?
No, Marcelo, you're a man on your own. You're a lone wolf.
I'm a lone wolf, yes. Because come on, okay. My 2019 was fucking One Cut of the Dead. Who else could say that their favorite movie of 2019 was One Cut of the Dead? Okay, absurd. The best film of 2022, in my opinion, was Da 5 Bloods, directed by Spike Lee. I stand by it. Da 5 Bloods. 2021, a movie nobody saw except me. In the Heights. Amazing. All right. Should have been a contender. But whatever. Nobody's right. 2022, I hate to say it, Everything Everywhere All at Once is the best movie I watched. I've seen it so many times now. I hate to hear you say that too. I know. You really hate to hear me say it. I mean, I don't know if we have time to get into it.
No, Marcelo, look, I don't hate this movie. I just wish, for all of its claims of being wild and brash and crazy and blah, 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 I don't think it met that for me. I think it should have taken its R rating further. Does it have moments that work? Absolutely. I don't want to take it away from anybody. If you like the movie, if you connect with it more than I did, great. I'm happy for you. I do not want to say anything bad about the movie. I did love the performances. I think Michelle Yeoh and Ke Kwan, they're very deserving of their upcoming Oscars. The movie itself winning Best Picture, whatever. I think that's fine. The Daniels winning Best Directors, that's where it gets rough for me. But look, it's a movie, okay? And like, did I love it? No. Did I like it? No. Did I sit with it and think it was fine? No. Did I dislike it? Yes.
Okay.
Much like that movie, it refuses to fucking end. Like this podcast.
Well, look. I've had time to think, and I had plenty of rewatches. Okay, and I don't know what I could possibly say. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. But all I'm going to say is this: I realize the high concept of it all is silly. It's goofy at times. It's maybe too off the wall, maybe too silly for its own good.
That's my problem. I don't think it was enough.
Right?
I don't agree with you. Sorry, shut up. This is your time. I'm going to shut up.
I think the necessary thing in it that made it work for me is that it's okay. All the high concept stuff, it's silly. And I see your point. It could have been sillier, but then it would have been a different movie.
The wildest we get is hot dog fingers.
But that's wild in and of itself.
We come back to that like 50 fucking times.
But how much more wild can you get for a movie that is like also trying to be very, like, just trying to be an emotional character piece.
I don't know.
Because, like,
I don't know what I wanted.
But all I'm saying is, like, I think it balances that silliness and the drama well. It's a fucking movie about looking into the black hole of nothingness, like, deals with, like, nihilism, deals with just the fact that we're all going to be nothing eventually, and how we deal with, how we live our lives now. That's a difficult question for any movie to ask. And I connect with it because it asks the question, and I think it answers it in its own way. I don't necessarily agree with the answers it gives, but I think it works because the characters are so strong, in my opinion, because the performances are strong, and all the wild shit that happens that apparently apparently it's too tame for Marcus. All the wild shit that happens in the movie, I think, functions. It functions together because of how great that central story is. You could pull that multiverse shit out of it, make a beautiful character drama about this family, and I think it'd still be just as great. That multiverse shit is just there for just I don't know. It's an added experience, and I think that's why I think the Daniels deserve the Best Director Oscar. Dare I say, because that multiverse shit is just so it's just so well crafted. This is what I clung on to the last time I saw it. I told myself I'm going to watch this again with open eyes and kind of see any cracks in this. But I think directorially, like, every time the aspect ratio changes, every time they're in, like, a new universe, every time it shifts genres, it's a fantasy movie, it's like a romantic drama, it's an action movie, and every time it shifts, the directing is on par with, like, what it's showing. And I think that's a feat that's beautiful in and of itself. Okay, I think it works on that level. But that's it. I mean, I don't know what else I could say that hasn't already been said. All right. It's a wacky movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's an emotional movie. The end. That's everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah. Also my number one of the year.
Okay. I convinced Marcus.
And my number one people of the year are those members of our talkfilmsociety.com/discord.
Oh my God. Another like
talkfilmsociety.com/discord. Talkfilmsociety.com/discord.
That's how you get in.
So we solicited answers, the top five movies of last year from our beautiful Discordees, and they came through. They answered the question, starting with Jessica Scott. She says, I don't think anybody gave numbered lists, and that's totally fine. Nobody had to. For Jessica Scott, After Yang, You Won't Be Alone, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Nope, Tar. Great list.
Fantastic list.
Great list.
Fire emoji.
Thank you, Jessica. Fire emoji.
Thank you for all you do.
So you're looking at this.
I'm looking at it.
The second one.
All right. Jay McMillan. He says, Athena, Tar, Aftersun, Babylon, Baby, and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Salute.
Next, salute. Fire emoji.
Somebody who I do not believe we've heard from yet this season. Got a newbie in here. And I love to see it.
Maybe a listener to the show. Hey, Brian Scuttle, if you listened this far into the podcast, congratulations, you made it.
You've made it online, Brian Scuttle, Sonic Cinema, Everything Everywhere All at Once, After Yang, The Batman, The Fablemans, Women Talking.
And the real Matt C., Matt Carrion, congrats. He's not listening to this. There's no way in hell. His picks, Babylon, Fablemans, Avatar. He just says Avatar. I'm assuming Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah, it must be, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way. It could be Avatar. I mean, Nope. Top Gun. He also says Top Gun. He doesn't say Top Gun Maverick.
It's probably Maverick.
Yeah.
Another new person here, HRT Conversion. Or have they just renamed themselves?
They might have just renamed themselves.
Perfect. Look, you're free to do it. HRT Conversion. It's a fun name.
Do whatever you want.
RRR. Tar. Turning Red. Avatar: The Way of Water. Decision to Leave.
Yes.
Somebody has a heart emoji on there. I'll give that 2 heart emojis. Their name just changed again to Sleepaway Camp Reclaimer.
That's what I just saw.
What the fuck just happened?
Camp Reclaimer. Hey, we just said you can do whatever you want. That doesn't mean changing your name every hour.
Mid-show, they knew we were talking about them.
Yeah. Noah Thompson, he's next. The Fablemans, RRR. Nope. Elvis, baby. And On the Count of 3, which I famously said early on in the series, Marcus and I will recreate the ending of On the Count of 3 at the end of this series.
To that, I'm going to give the number 3 emoji.
Me too.
Sam Shot First, friend of the site. Nope. The Batman, Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Fablemans, Abattoir. Nice. Very clever, puts the number 2 inside of the like after the T in Avatar, puts number 2 there. So it's like Avat2R.
I'm going to give that a salute.
You're going to salute that? All right. Yeah. I'll back up your salute.
All right. Not the Who's Tommy. Thomas
birthday
Mariani. Boy. Happy birthday, Thomas. That's right. Hey, if you're listening to this and there's no chance you are, happy birthday, Monday, February 27th. That was a few days ago. Everything Everywhere All at Once, he says. Fablemans, RRR. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, and Banshees.
Thomas,
I'm gonna give that an alien emoji. All right.
B6421. They're ending it out here on the topfilmsociety.com/Discord. B6421. RRR. The Northman. I'm just thinking of the emoji thing. The Northman. The Kids in the Hall Comedy Punks. The Banshees of Inisherin. Everything Everywhere All at Once. We're giving you 2 Oscar awards.
Yeah, Thank 2 Oscar emojis. I was
Thank
laughing
you for doing it.
I was trying to decide which emoji to give him. And I give him the Oscar.
Now, Marcelo.
That's me.
You think we're done. You think we can move on, right?
Are we going to make this a 3-hour episode? There's no way.
I asked the same question over in the video game Discord I'm in.
No.
And I got some answers.
Come on.
Some answers from Rocky Juarez, enemy of the site.
Which channel? Which channel was it in? Just
not Destiny. There's been other talk since then. It's covered up.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to follow along. I'm going to try to find this. All right. Go on.
Rock Haggis, Rocky Juarez, twitch.tv/Rock Haggis, enemy of the website, enemy of the podcast, because he refuses to do it. RRR, GDT Pinocchio, Avatar 2 Space Whales, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Banshees of Inisherin.
Rocky likes Everything Everywhere All at Once. Thank you, Rocky.
Salute.
I'm going to give
Marcus, you found it? What are you
I'm going to give Marcus an emoji, a sex eyes emoji.
I'm gonna give Rocky the little devil face.
Okay.
Tara, friend of the podcast. Pinocchio. No, you can do it. You see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Switch back.
Tara, friend of the podcast. She gives Pinocchio a shout out. Avatar 2. Nope. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And everybody's favorite, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm going to give that an alarm emoji.
Yeah, I'm going to do like the big eye.
Okay.
Okay, Sam, friend of the site, he's already given his. Joey, friend of the site, Patreon, friend of mine. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Weird, the Al Yankovic story. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Nope. GDT Pinocchio. He tries to give some honorable mentions. I will not honor those mentions.
We refuse. But you know what? For that, I'm going to give him, let's see, a party hat emoji.
I'm gonna give this like hand symbol.
Okay.
What is that? Hamsa. And do we have anybody else? Beef down here. Beef.
Oh, we got to get Beef in here. We gotta get his picks.
Beef, friend, Barbarian, The Menu, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Bullet Train. Thank you, Beef. And that's the end.
All right. Well, that's the end. Oh, thank you for doing that. What a show. I think we've officially done it. We've talked our best pictures of the year. Oh, I forgot to fucking do this. Can we do this last thing? Because
let's do it.
We're gonna do it last episode, and then we teased it to this episode. We gotta rank the best picture Oscars nominees. Yeah. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And hey, if you need time, go ahead and
I don't
try
need
to
time.
do yours. Oh, because I got mine ready. I did this over the weekend.
Do it. You can go.
My Oscar Best Picture nominees in order. Number 10, All Quiet. Number 9, Triangle of Sadness. Number 8, Avatar 2. Number 7, Women Talking. Number 6, Elvis, baby. Number 5, Banshees of Inisherin. Number 4, Maverick, baby. Number 3, Fabelmans, baby. Number 2, Tar. Number 1, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Those are my ranked Best Picture nominees.
Marcelo, that list is ranked. My list, I cannot rank Avatar: The Way of Water or Women Talking. I have not seen either of those films.
Those movies did not place in your book.
They are not allowed to be on my list. So we're going to start at number 8. All Quiet on the Western Front. Number 7, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You son of a bitch.
Number 6, Triangle of Sadness. Number 5, Tar. Number 4, Top Gun Maverick. Number 3, Elvis. Number 2, The Fabelmans. No. Number 2, The Banshees of... No, number 2. Number 2, The Fabelmans. Number 1, The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
All right.
We did it. There you go.
Right.
We've officially closed the book on the
Do we want to go through the rest of these categories, give our picks? Adapted screenplay.
No. Marcus, I can tell you want to push this to 3 hours. And I'm really dying to pull the plug. All right. Marcus, What a show. It has been a thrill. A very emotional first part of our 3-part finale of this series.
Marcelo, had a great time talking to you today. Is there any last business to get to?
I have no words other than this. Go vote in the Talk Film Society Awards. I'm not going to make Marcus rank the Talk Film Society Awards Best Picture nominees.
Number 10. Number 10. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number 9, Tar. Number 8, Batman. Number 7, I haven't seen Avatar, so Avatar. Number 6, RRR. Nope. Number 6, Nope. Number 5, The Banshees of Inisherin. Number 4, The Fabelmans. Number 3, RRR. Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Number 1, The Menu.
No way. You're not putting The Menu at number 1. Go to hell.
That list was completely incongruous with the one for the Oscars.
Exactly. You put the Banshees below
Banshees at least 7 or something.
You're insane. Hey, buddy. I could not have done this without you. That's me being honest. Let's be real here in the third to last episode of the series.
Let's be real. I've had a joy doing this entire award season.
Yeah.
It, as much as we joke, it doesn't feel like it's been dragging on. I've been finding new things to talk about, new things to focus on, a rejuvenated interest in awards as a whole. That like something I'm captured back, something from my childhood that used to be there and got beaten into repression. But it's slowly coming back out.
Well, I think the good thing is, and by the way, thank you. I'm happy that that's happened for you. I will say I joke. Well, it's half joke, half serious about things dragging on, because it does feel like we talk about the same things over and over. But there are new things we talk about. There are surprises along the way. I do like the game of trying to figure out who's going to win. But overall, I'm just happy that we did it this year, because I think this season it has been better overall than previous seasons of awards. So thank you for coming along with this ride. And sincerely, yeah, it has been fun. I've been obsessed with these Oscars for years now, and I've never really dug deep as much as I have for this season. And I did that because of this show. And I had to make it a podcast because, of course, I did. Everything I love and care about, I have to make into a podcast.
Content. Push more content out there.
There's no way I could have
You think you don't matter? You think you don't matter? Try recording a podcast and tell me how you feel after that. Because I'll bet you feel better. If you don't have any artistic pursuits or whatever that make you feel more of a person, if you don't have too many hobbies that make you feel better as a person, doing something like this, creating content, this is sincere. It makes you feel better. How many people are listening to this? I don't care. 4?
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Manish? Love you, Manish.
Could be 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, or Manish. Just Manish. But no, first off, Marcus, save all of that for your acceptance speech, because that all sounded like what you'd say when you get handed the Lifetime Achievement Award for podcasting. It's fun, and hey, I can't wait till next episode, till next recording, where we reveal the Talk Film Society Awards winners, and I can't wait until the episode after that, where we talk about the Oscars.
The Oscars, March 12th, ABC, Jimmy Kimmel, be there, be square.
Yeah. So stay tuned for those next 2 episodes and the end of this series. And then we'll maybe take a little break and then come back for something else. All right. That's it. That's all. I covered it. I gave the link, didn't I? TalkFilmSociety.com/TFS Awards. Vote for the winners. Results next week. That's it.
If you're still standing in line, they cannot force you to leave.
Yeah.
It's a joke from an old episode.
And with that... Oh, Marcus, any last words?
I want to go to the World's Fair. Am I there?
I'll see you at the movies. No one ever say that. All right, bye.